everyone, my name is Carol and my trail name is Cheer, and I hiked the Pacific Crest Trail in 2019. I am currently going over all of my final cut for my gear, what really worked for me on trail, and to just give you a little bit of a background. Before I started my PCT trek, I did a bunch of gear videos. So those were my pre-PCT videos. I gave updates all along the trail, and now this is the final version of all of my gear. So today I'm going to be going over my food and hydration system. And I have a bunch of different systems for packing up my pack, just to make it easier to pack everything up. So I tried to put everything in Zpacks, and I gave this a system name, each stuff sack a system name. So this is my food system. So let's go over that. This is a Zpacks dry food bag, and I highly recommend it. Very durable. Lasted me my whole through hike with no holes or anything. I did hang this every once in a while, and of course I put it in my bear canister when I needed it in the Sierra, etc. And the best thing about this bag is it's hard for animals. I think the animals can still smell the food through this, but it's a lot less so. So I slept mostly with this bag in my tent, and a lot of hikers had trouble who didn't use this bag. A lot of hikers had trouble with mice getting in, chewing holes through their tent to get to their food. So I definitely recommend it. It doesn't even have to be a Zpacks bag, but that's what I use, and it really worked for me because I didn't have any trouble with any little varmints trying to get at my food when it was in my tent. So no holes in anything. So definitely recommend the Zpacks dry food bag or some other bag that is odorless or minimizes odors from your food. So I love the bag. It's pretty big. Usually fit all of my food, depending on the stretch duration. So I still have a bunch of food in here, for leftover food that I didn't eat from the PCT, but won't go over that. However, I will go over, sorry about the dirty Ziploc, but this is my cooking system here inside. I usually cooked it inside here or on the side of my pack, but usually I didn't cook unless it was dinner. So a lot of times I just keep it in here until dinner when I would unpack. But have my little Spork. It's Snowy Peak. Very lightweight. I don't think it's titanium, but it's still good enough. I wasn't as concerned with weight as time went on the trail. A little fuel canister. And I found that this would probably last me if I only cooked dinner, and I usually did it on like a lower setting. Sometimes I would cook breakfast, but I wouldn't cook lunch. This would last me for a while, like probably two stretches of maybe like 5 days or 6 days. So I don't know if it's because I tried to conserve the fuel, but this would last me a good amount of time, and it's a smaller version. So didn't really have issues with running out. Okay, and this is my little stove here. It's kind of in bad shape, as you can see, but I only paid, I think, like $12 on Amazon for this thing. So I'll link everything below so you can see exactly what I bought, and if you're interested in doing the same. But definitely recommend this. It lasted the whole time, and it's still going. It's super cheap, so you don't have to pay a lot of money for something that's effective and works. And then, of course, okay. This was cheap. Being that it was cheap, it still works, but I have to carry a lighter with it because the little Spark mechanism stopped working. So if that's something you're sensitive to, if you don't want to carry a lighter, maybe spend a little bit more money on the stove. But this definitely worked for me, and it's still going strong. And this lighter lasted me the whole trail as well. So long-term working stuff here for the most part. I carried my Vargo BOT on the outside of my pack. So I did go over everything I'm going to be going over now. I did go over in my outer system video. So if you want more information, check that video out. But so this is my cooking pot. I also used it for cold soaking because it twists on and off. and there's an O-ring that makes it watertight. And so that's something when I was researching for the trail and acquiring all my gear, this was really hard to find, something that was cold soak friendly and also cooking friendly. And so when I was in the desert, I only cold soaked. I did not cook at all. So I spent 702 miles cold soaking. So this worked really great for that. It's really lightweight, it's titanium. Again, Vargo bought 700. A little pricey. I got it on Amazon for about, I think it was about $96. But it's one of my most used pieces of gear and is still going strong. It looks great. Used it to cook for the rest of the trail. Wonderful. Love this piece of gear. Moving on to my hydration system. And again, I did go over this in my outer system video, but I thought it also goes along with the food. Food matters and hydration matters. So again, another really dirty Ziploc. I double zipped my Sawyer Squeeze, which is what I used to filter my water. Lasted the whole trail. Such a great piece of gear. It's really small. This isn't the smallest version. They have a mini, Sawyer has a mini version of this, and like I think a micro version. Not sure what the difference is, but the mini version of the Sawyer Squeeze, I found a lot of hikers said the mini version failed on trail. So most people went with this version, the full version, and it's pretty lightweight, so it's not really a big deal to carry. And you can back flush it when you're in town, and you can use this forever. So love this piece of gear. The only thing that's, I mean, it's not a huge deal, but you just have to remember not to let it freeze. So if you're hiking and it's really cold, what I would do at least was I'd put it in my back pocket to keep it against my body to keep it warm. And at night, if you think it's gonna get to the freezing point, you can just put this at the bottom of your sleeping bag and it'll keep it warm all night. So that's why I double bagged it, because I would throw this in my sleeping bag a lot. So that's that. And then my dirty water would go in here. So when I was filtering, what I would do, I probably shouldn't have put this away. What I would do is, this is a Platy Bottle, Platypus. It's more than it's about 2.5 liters. And it doesn't, looking at this, you'd probably think it's really hard to fill up. But it's actually pretty easy. The opening is small, but if you kind of take it and swish it through like a stream or whatever, you might have to swish maybe 10 times to fill it up, but that's not really, it takes like a minute. So this actually is not very hard to fill up. So I would affix, put the dirty water in here, affix this, and then I would have a Smartwater bottle and filter like that. So this was pretty durable. The Platy Bottle is more durable than the bottles that came with the Sawyer Squeeze. So the Sawyer Squeeze actually comes in the package. It comes with a dirty water bag and a clean water bag. But those busted pretty quickly on trail, at least from what I heard. So those are still at home, like I haven't even used them. But I've heard the Platy bottles are a lot more durable, and I found that to be true on trail. Speaking of smart water bottles, this is what I use on trail. And I think it's important, if you don't want to bring the back flush device for the Sawyer to clean out everything, all the grime in town, you can use a Spork water bottle cap to flush your Sawyer in town. So it's a multi-purpose item, and I personally didn't want to carry any extra gear, so I went with this route to back flush. So that covers it for my food and hydration systems. If you have any questions, please let me know in the comments. And if you like this content, go ahead and give a Thru Hiker fist bump to that subscribe button. And I hope to see you guys soon.